Hey, today I've got what I think is an old Colonial that has just gone sideways, literally, and needs a little bit of an intervention. Hey, welcome back to 3-Minute House Review. I'm Archer, and we look at normal everyday houses, and periodically people post photos of their houses and they're like, help, I need help with this. So that's what we're gonna do. Is I've taken a couple images down off where people were crying for help, and I've said, I will save you, and we will look at them. I don't know if we'll save them or not, but we'll look at them today. So today we have a house in Massachusetts. Okay, so this is, I'll tell you what I see when I look at this house. This is Massachusetts. So what I see when I look at this house is a colonial house, probably pretty old, maybe 1840s or 50s, that has been buried in an addition. And I have to tell you, the guy sent this to me, and he's like, yeah, we see what you can do. I really want to make this look better. And I'm like, well, what is all that concrete? He's like, that's not concrete, that's granite block. I'm like, that's not granite block. It's granite block. I saw another picture where the sun's really hitting it. I'm like, oh my God, he did granite block. Someone did granite block. So this is a colonial house. And here's what normally a colonial house would look like. So you see it's very symmetrical. It has this kind of pitched roof. Usually it's got a chimney on the side. It's got an entryway right in the middle. Well, here is what we have. So you can recognize that house. So there's a green roof here, kind of yellow siding. It kind of wants to be symmetrical, although it's not. I wish it was. This window, and the problem is once you do granite block, you're not moving a window, brother, let me tell you. So you got these two windows, and they're spaced pretty well, and these two windows are spaced pretty well, but this is not spaced here and here. So that's a little problematic. So basically the door in the middle. So when I see this, I think, wow, that's too much stone. It's just too much stone. And it may not be too much stone structurally, it may be great, and it may last forever and ever, but it's gonna make renovation really hard, and it's also gonna make it hard to do anything other than the native stone color, right? Because this granite is pretty bleached out. So philosophically, what I'm gonna do is like, what can we change here? What can we take back from the granite? What parts are still available? And the first thing I'm going to think of is the roof, right? We have a green roof, and the green roof, you can't see it on this photo, but the green roof comes down here also. So on the approach to the house, we have the green roof, and then we have this yellow. So the first thing we're going to do is think about coloring this darkly, making it feel like there is a house inside another house, because that's okay. There's no sense in uniting it. It's already way too united color-wise. It's already too massive and without really any distinctive shapes. So what is bright on this? What is bright white? Well, first of all, the siding is, the roof could go either way. It could be a dark roof or it could be a light roof. And right now it's looking like kind of like a light roof. This is light. All the windows are light, the door is light, the gutters are light. Basically everything is light and bright. And so that is really working against the house. So my intervention is going to be, what can we grab? What can we paint? Because when I thought it was concrete, I sent him a message and I'm like, hey, are you okay with painting this facade? And he's like, no, that's granite. I'm not going to paint that. I'm like, okay, cool. What can we still do? That's the question. So here's what I think. Ready? I'm just going to give you I don't have any steps or stages on this one. It's just the best I can do. Boom, is this. Grabbing everything I think is possible and darkening it and making it more interesting. So I've taken the green out of the roof into this kind of green gray. So the gutters, the trim board, even the chimney has kind of a charcoal green aspect to it that gives it some definition. I added shutters upstairs. They don't have to be real shutters. They just accentuate a little more, add a little more detail, and add a little more darkness and add more interest. There's not a lot to do on the front. I did, in Photoshop, I have moved some of the bushes, and I think you've probably already done some landscaping here. Definitely you want this to feel formal. If I thought there was a way of adding a little roof over this, I would do that. I'm not sure how that would happen, but definitely with plants, I would add more plants around the sides, like things to minimize the stone. So you want to see the stone for sure. Stone is super unusual and super expensive, and I mean, you're going to be happy you have it because you never got to do anything to it, but you also want to minimize it, and plantings are that. And then anytime you have any opportunity to darken something to give it more contrast, I would definitely do that. So gutters, the facade, we have kind of a brick color going up in here, and that's kind of traditional to these colonial houses. I think they're really pretty. And then, like I said, downspouts, anything you got. The foundation, I painted the foundation dark on this just to give it some boundary around the stone. So the last image I have is the other side here, and I've already done, this is where I knew it was actually granite. So this is the red color I've chosen, the green. You can see the green of the roof here. This is darkened. This is darkened. The gutters are darkened. You can see they've already done a lot of nice landscaping here. So yeah, you're on the right track. You know, just trying to minimize the mass anytime you can do anything that's not. Also, this is great. This whatever this little addition is here because it mimics this. You mentioned that maybe you want a new kitchen out the back. I would definitely not follow anything that's going on in this. There's enough of this already on the site and it's already kind of done its work. I would do maybe another structure like this out of the back at an angle to it. So like you know, I know you have a door on the very back side of this building. I would go out the back and build another building that really feels like it's part of this, like to catch that back as much as you possibly can. Hopefully you like my intervention today. I think it's about the best we can do, and without, you know, it's kind of the best you could do because of the stone. The stone just doesn't give you a lot of options. I think plantings are actually going to be a pretty important part. It'll be nice to see these plantings you're doing coming up, you know, 5 years from now, 6 years from now. It'll make it, you know, settle it in a little bit, and you can still see the stone, and then you can still have some areas of interest up here. I'm Archer. This is 3 Minute House Review. Thanks so much for joining me, and we'll see you next time.